If you're a coach or a trainer, this is the time in history during this difficult time of coronavirus that people actually need to hear your voice a lot more. This is a time in history where you can actually help a lot more people more than ever. So one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of coaches and trainers are trying to actually go more online out there and putting their message out there in terms of a video or in the form of an article or trying to book calls. So what I would like to do as someone who likes to help coaches and trainers is there are actually two things primarily that we need to remember as coaches and trainers before we write an article or before we do a video. And here are those two things. First of all, the first thing that we have to always remember, and I tell this to a lot of coaches and trainers out there, the first thing that I always remember is that who is your ideal client? That's the first thing. And why do I say that is because if you look at all successful coaches and trainers out there, if you look at the people who are doing really well, they know who their actual client is. So let's say, for example, you might be somebody with a lot of experience in the corporate world. So maybe your ideal client is an HR director or a manager who is having a hard time to manage his team. Because a lot of people are working online and it's a lot of changes. So maybe that's your ideal client. So maybe you're a woman in your maybe 40s or 50s and your ideal client is a homemaker who is taking care of her kids and trying to manage the family and going through things in the process. So maybe that's your ideal client. So whatever industry you're from and whatever experience you have, you always need to know who is your ideal client. And I'm going to share with you why I say that again. So the second thing that we need to remember as coaches and trainers is what problem are we solving? So you see the connection, right? Who is your ideal client? What problem are you solving? So the problem that an HR director or a manager that has may be totally different from a problem that a homemaker is facing. So once you know who your ideal client is and what problem you're solving for them, then your messaging in the form of a video or in the form of an article or a newsletter will become more clear, right? So always remember that, my dear coaches and trainers, who is the ideal client and what problem are you solving? So first of all, understanding these two things will help you to put your message in a more clear way out there and attract your ideal clients. And as you know, when you have the clients, that's when you can actually make an impact in people's life.